guys actually do the Japanese voice?
I haven't.
No, I have not. At any of them.
That's a really rare thing. Although sometimes when we go to other anime conventions, you'll have an animator come or you'll have a production person come, but it's really rare that we actually meet the complimentary actor. I haven't, no.
I want to meet a fellow named Mamoru Miyano. He's the guy that played, I've been kind of shadowing him for English stuff for a while. He was Light in Death Note, and I was Light in Death Note. He was Setsuna in Gundam 00, and then I was Setsuna in Gundam 00. But I've never met any of my counterparts. I played a character named Katra in Gundam Wing, and I once met the Japanese fellow that played Hiro on Gundam Wing. So that's the closest I've got. If someone can set up, I want to get set up myself and Chris Sabat, who did Vegeta in the US, and the Japanese Vegeta. We'll just have like a scream off. Just three of us. We'll just one at a time, and we'll just go until someone passes out. They kind of like Kobayashi, where they're eating all the hot dogs. We'll just have like a scream off until the first guy goes down. I would be into that. Someone can work that out at some big convention somewhere cool.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. I was going to come back. We're here again.
Hey, don't forget Team 4-Star.
Yes, Team 4-Star. Yeah, I think you have to be a paid performer to be allowed to do that.
All right, two-part question. The first one is going back to what I said yesterday about French Tinker.
Yeah.
There's two more that I'm interested in that doesn't have that much respect or go to conventions. Whatever happened to Terry Klassen and Denise John?
Janice Joe.
Shanice Joe, yeah. Terry is one of the busiest voice directors in town. He directs almost everything. So you'll see his name, My Little Pony, as the voice director. He pops in and does the odd voice on certain things, but his time, I mean, there's only 5 days in a week and a certain number of studio time, but he is consistently in the studio as one of the top directors in North America. That's why Terry you won't see doing much voice anymore. And I haven't seen Janice for a while, so I don't know the story on Janice. And as I said yesterday about French, I don't think a lot of these things have anything to do with about someone's respect or why they don't do conventions. Conventions sometimes can be very difficult when you have to leave. These ones are great because I don't do that many either, but this one's local. So when you work 5 days a week and you're in the studio all the time, it's hard to do a 17-hour flight somewhere and do something and then get back and be in the studio to work again. And it's kind of frowned upon. If you're not on the show, then you're a guy that's at conventions and they start hiring someone else to do those roles. So you have to kind of make a choice sometimes as to where you're going to put your time. And French is, like I said before, is in his 80s and a phenomenal actor. I've done tons of shows with French, and I'm sure he's spending more of his time in retirement and picking and choosing what he wants to do.
I used to date French Tinker. He's a wonderful man.
And that is his name, French Tickner. Tickner, just to be clear.
As far as Janice Joe goes, I can't say for sure, but I think she might be in Montreal or Toronto. I don't think she's in Vancouver now. I'm not sure though.
Next. Oh, sorry, there was a second part. Go for it.
Good man, dude. What's going on? You're looking so serious all the time. Say what's on your mind.
Fire away.
What's on my mind?
You don't want him to really do that.
Listen here, man. Let me tell you something. What's on my mind? This is just, I'm having a lot of fun here, but I'm just listening to all these wonderful questions. Any other questions from you?
Yeah, fire away. Let's roll them out. Who did we not get to? Yeah, over here.
Going back to Black Lagoon, do you have any favorite quotes or lines?
Oh, wow. That's easy for me, man. I got to drop an F-bomb. So my line was me shouting at a helicopter in the air, and I say, "You got bleep."
What's the beat?
It's a blue word.
Where's the child? He's gone. Where's the kid?
To be fair, though, I think my favorite lines from Black Lagoon were ones that you'll never hear. I got to hear some of the alternate lines that you recorded for the end of the second season, and oh my, they got nasty. The one they chose, I think, was probably number 2 on the list, and I heard you do like 7 or 8, and by the time we got to like 6, I was in a cold sweat, and 8, I think I woke up on the floor at that point a little bit. So yeah, my favorite lines are all Revy's.
Yeah, I was actually afraid to meet America after hearing the way she spoke, but she's actually quite friendly.
Mine is Roberta.
I don't remember you saying that.
I thought it a lot.
My favorite lines are the ones that we say after we've messed up a little in the studio. Oh, shit! So those ones they always keep those too. Any more questions?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it's so hard to come up with a line where Revy doesn't swear, and I don't want to be offensive.
They want you to. Please be offensive.
Okay.
You know this being recorded for YouTube, though, right?
Yeah. I kind of like when I like when she's a bit, she's got a bit of a smile on her face and she says things like, "Open the door, you old skank!" Things like that. You know.
Probably edited this out, but Dutch was thinking to himself about Revy. Oh, he said, "Man, this fucking bitch is crazy." That's what he said to himself under his breath.
Okay, on a side note,
I know one.
so we get to the 3rd installment, and I run through the entire scripts, and I'm hoping that now, because Rock becomes a bit more badass, so I'm waiting for more Revy and Dutch type lines. None! So we snuck one in, and we'll see if it actually gets past the editing process, but I snuck one in just for fun. So yeah, we'll see, we'll discover together if they actually kept it or not.
More questions. Let's go with orange hat thing.
Will you do Lights Laugh?
In a Black Lagoon panel. It's so funny. I managed to avoid that yesterday. It was awesome. In the Death Note panel, I managed to avoid it, and I was so close this weekend. I was so close. I'm not going to say no, but okay. Hang on for a second. Okay, talk amongst yourself. We'll do it in a bit. Okay. Grab another question. You need to find some chips. Let's see. Let's go with long hair right there, the t-shirt, and then we'll get.
This is for Kathy. How did you land the role of Cyber 6, and what was your favorite episode to do?
The way I guess we land any role, the clients thought that our voices were a fit for the role, and pretty much we don't really know that until we have a good sense sometimes whether or not we did well on it, but it worked well, and I was lucky to have it. I tried it for Adrian as well. And they were looking to see if they could find someone to do a separate Adrian than Cyber 6, but it worked out happily that I could do both of those. I think, I really liked the episode where the blob, Tara, put out the fire, this big blob of mud. It was a monster. And she's like, "Tara, no!" It was just heartfelt things. Or just the scenes where she struggles with being part cyber and part human all the time, and her love for Lucas, and just always needing the goo, the green goo, and the morals were wonderful too. And I think generally the show was so European looking, had great morals. It was well written. The coloration was new at that time. And they did leave a bit of a cliffhanger, and we all thought it would continue, and it's so sad it didn't.
I love the screaming gargoyle episode.
Yes, yeah, that was great too. It was fun to do.
Are you ready, Brad?
Ready, Brad?
Okay.
All right, for those of you who haven't seen Death Note, my character goes crazy at the end. Now here's one thing, okay? You do something alone in a booth by yourself, and it's therapy. And then you come here, and people say, "Do the laugh." And you're like, "Okay," and then you realize how many cameras are in the room, pointed directly at your face. And then you try and explain to your friends what you do for a living, and they're like, "Oh, let's go see if he has any clips on YouTube." And it's
100 clips of me laughing maniacally at or eating potato chips and stuff. So, okay. But since we're in Vancouver, my hometown, Bed City.
Don't forget you're sitting beside Near.
Oh, Near. Okay, here we go. Ready?